We got it started.
People will go through detoxing their pineal gland, and the melatonin production will change. And you may go through a phase where you're not sleeping very well, or waking
sleeping
up
a
at
lot,
night, or sleeping a lot. So during that phase, you can try our Calm 750 to kind of get you through that, or anything like you could try, chamomile tea or
yogurt
lemon balm,
or something,
or yoga, or
yogurt.
Yogurt.
Yeah, because of the calcium.
Yeah,
that's what Pete does at night. Yeah,
you could try nighttime from Armitage.
I love that stuff.
Anything that kind of help you through that.
A little
phase.
valerian root or something.
So people go through so this mercury and heavy metals are generational. They're passed down from generation to generation. I didn't even know that until 2 years ago. I read a book called Crooked. There's a book I highly recommend. The guy did some incredible research, and there's a lot of empirical evidence backing it up, studies that these toxins are generational, and they impinge upon cranial nerves and all sorts of brain issues. So when you start to detox, what I noticed was I used to talk out of one side of my mouth a little more.
Yeah.
And now I had Bell's palsy at one time. It was about 8 years ago. I had a case of Bell's palsy, and one of my sides of my face was more. If you notice, it used to be more like lazy.
And one eye was always shut.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was always shut. So I kind of looked like a half. Somebody used to think I had a stroke, and I never had a stroke. It was just these heavy metals will impinge upon these. Whatever you want to call it, it's either. But the heavy metals are causing the problem. There's a few theories. One, they're causing a block, and then secondly, they're feeding viruses that are creating this all sorts of viruses that can live inside of tissue.
And is Bell's palsy an autoimmune thing, or?
They think there's one theory that they say that Bell's palsy could be a form of shingles virus.
That's right.
Yeah. So there's all sorts of theories, but regardless of the theories, the point is, get rid of the heavy metals
right, and the toxins,
the
glycophosphates.
And these things clear up whatever. I appreciate all the different theories people have written, but who knows for sure. I'm really not concerned so much with getting into debate of what it is as opposed to clearing it up. And we do know that the heavy metals are a big contributing factor to these things. So yes, post-traumatic, whether it's coming from childhood or coming from recent traumatic events or things that you, when you're detoxifying the brain, you may notice that you have periods of feeling frantic, I remember I went through a period where I was just crying.
Yes.
I would call Linda and I would just be crying for something, of course there was something associated with it, but I was overly reacting.
It was like you weren't able to really cognitively identify the reason that the sadness was coming up, or that you were emoting on that level.
My suggestion is, when you're going through this, is just let it come out.
Right.
Because it's being stacked up in there. It's probably been stored in there. So when it starts to release, just go cry. Or if you're angry, go outside and start digging your garden. Or whatever you do to
go
release
shout.
the anger.
Yeah,
just be angry.
Go for a bike
ride.
ride.
But you might want to keep away from your significant other and make sure they understand that you're going through that, so that they don't think you're taking it out on them. Because these things can come up while you're detoxing. We have seen that.
I kind of think that happened to me because I was already in so much pain, and then I started to do the detox on March the 1st, because I thought I was going to be flying out on the 17th. And I think that I was going through some serious detox because I couldn't figure out where my emotions were from day to day.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't, to me, it wasn't that extreme, but I don't know what it was like to live with on the outside of me.
Right. So
I'm going to turn it off right now we'll start another one.